Canadians are passive, loving, caring, sharing people who just want to enjoy life. But you put that clear and present danger right in front of their faces again, I guarantee you that what you saw is only a precursor to what we will see. And I mean, this time, no, it's not going to happen. We won't put up with it. I guarantee.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Ottawa, Ontario. And you know, day 44, yes, day 44 of the Tamara Leech, Chris Barber mischief trial just wrapped up. There are more oral submissions to come from the Crown on Friday, September the 13th. We'll see what happens then. But right across the street from the courtroom, well, look who I am standing right next to. Brian Dirksen. He is known as the trucker that never left. It's right there on this bicycle. And so, Brian, what's your story? You were part of the original Freedom Convoy going back to the winter of 2022. Here we are more than 2 years after it was disassembled and everybody left town. But you didn't leave.
No, not at all. I was so struck and penetrated by the love and the caring of the people when my truck was inundated with cards and hearts and letters and gifts and toys and things of that nature. And there was 3 resounding messages at the time. And not in any particular order, but they were, thank you very much. You've given us hope. Please don't leave. I made that promise thousands of times, and this is far from finished. So we're still here, standing up against the same pack of lies and corruption that we came here to stand up to begin with. The only real problem is that we are being derailed in our narrative. They come along, change the narrative over to what they want to talk about, so they are going to describe us as all of these things, which we're clearly not. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, here we are almost 1,000 days later, and they've run out of excuses to put you in handcuffs and arrest you because they know we're not breaking any laws. We want justice. We are well aware of what happened in the spring of 2020 when biological weapons were released against humanity. This is a call of duty. This is my civic duty. You know what? I'll share something with you, my friend.
Brian, I can't help but notice your T-shirt. It says, My DNA, My Choice. And that kind of ties into the rationale for the Freedom Convoy when we go back 2.5 years ago. During the early stages of the pandemic, truckers, they were called the frontline heroes. Remember that? Everything you get in a pharmacy, a grocery store, it got there by a trucker. The vaccines come along. If you don't get your jabs, you go from hero to zero. And some people didn't want those jabs, and they were economically severely penalized for it. Is that what I guess you're trying to say with that message on your T-shirt, My DNA, My Choice?
Absolutely. Bodily autonomy is what this is all about, is it not? I mean, they're after everything, including your bodily autonomy. Can I show you something real quick? Sure. It's right here. This book, Fistman's Fraud. Are you aware of it?
I am not, no.
This is an incredible book. I strongly encourage you to have an interview with the author of this book. She's here in Ottawa. Her name is Regina Watil. Okay. And this book is called Fistman's Fraud, The Rise of Canadian Hate Science. How they scapegoated the unvaccinated. I don't even like to use that word. The unjabbed, the unpoisoned. They scapegoated these people and treated them as like carriers of syphilis and gonorrhea at a time when this guy, David Fistman, writes this absolute fraud, which is proven to be a fraud. The government, the parliamentarians, took this fraud and grabbed onto it like it was somehow their permission slip to increase the egregious conditions, wearing a mask, you're not getting on a plane, you're not getting on a train, and you have to do all these things. It's all revealed here in this book that came, in hindsight. This book resonates what we went through.
I wish I had a background, Brian. I will check it out. By the way, speaking of pandemics, are you concerned we're about to experience deja vu? A lot of chatter right now about monkeypox, recently rebranded as Mpox. By the way, kind of funny, just like COVID, just comes along when there's a U.S. federal election on the horizon. Do you have a take on that? And I guess specifically, my question, it will be fascinating if we undergo those exact same COVID-19 lockdowns. Do you expect, much like last time, going back some 4 years ago, most of the population is going to comply? The mom and pop stores are going to shut down, people are going to get vaccinated, or is it a matter of fool me once?
Try it again, and that convoy is going to look like a backyard picnic. Guaranteed. Try it again, and you only saw a taste of, you know what? Justin Trudeau stood in front of the Canadian people, and he said, Canadians have shown their mettle. Justin Trudeau has no clue of what it means to be a Canadian. He has no idea the mettle that Canadians actually have. And no, Canadians didn't step up and show their mettle to your pack of lies and corruption. No, they began to show their mettle during this convoy. Unless there's clear and present danger in most Canadians, right in your middle of your face, Canadians are passive, loving, caring, sharing people who just want to enjoy life. But you put that clear and present danger right in front of their faces again, I guarantee you that what you saw is only a precursor to what we will see. And I mean, this time, no, it's not going to happen. We won't put up with it. I guarantee.
Well, I will have to wait and see what does happen.
Right.
Final question, Brian. Basically, it's, as you said, it's 1,000 days later. Here, you are still here. What is motivating you to continue this demonstration?
It's people like what you see right around me here. It's all the it's all of the it is all of everything. You know, when you look at the Parliament Hill on the back wall, it says that Parliament Hill is a Canadian icon, a place where Canada comes together. The Canadian public gather here to celebrate, grieve, and to protest, and to share experiences and join in events. Canadians and visitors from around the world have special memories tied to the symbolism and the beauty of Parliament Hill. These can be public outpourings of emotion, public or private, as well as more spontaneous gatherings bring people together here. The experiences lived here become a part of the story of Parliament Hill. And the story is unfolding all around you here. Now, these people that you see here now, they're so inspiring. But my friend, on a daily basis up on Parliament Hill, not everybody can be here all the time. So we do have a cycle of people, and they come along and they encourage you, and they give you encouraging words, and thank you so much, thank you so much. You know, a thank you is all I need. Thank you so much, and that gives me the strength and the energy when people are believing. You know, this is symbolic. So the idea of us standing in here is extremely symbolic, and they love that game, so we'll play that game.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for your time. And, well, what can I tell you, folks? It seems that in our nation's capital, protests are permitted, even encouraged, but they have to be of a particular political bent. The Freedom Convoy that Brian was part of, that was the fringe minority with unacceptable views. But when it was, say, Black Lives Matter, Justin Trudeau not only approved of that demonstration, he took part in it. He actually took a knee, and given that Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister, he was taking a knee against himself. Oh, it's all so complicated, isn't it? For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
All right, thank you very much.
You know, it's an unfair fight, isn't it? Tamara Leech, Métis grandmother, going up against, well, the government with unlimited resources. Do you want to help Tamara Leech out, folks, with this trial? Please go to helptamara.com. That's helptamara.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.